globe, that we are working on, the overwhelming of yoga teachers. We are basically associated with yoga teachers, and we are really blessed to have you today, ma'am.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to have this time with you.
Perfect. So, ma'am, today I call you for a special question and answers on yoga, as you have some spiritual, spiritual aura you have, and you learn from Dev Sanskriti University, Haridwar. That is a special honor for us also, that we also belongs to that particular university, and it's a great opportunity for me and for overall Indian students who will hear it today. So I just want to ask you my first question, that if we talk about spirituality, which kind of spirituality you are looking forward in your life?
Spirituality is not something that you have to search for it. The human being is spiritual. So, in the sense that you are going through the path, spirituality must come in your life, in the human path. So, anyway, it will happen that you choose this situation of fronting it and then taking decision about how to live it. You can refuse it, you can embrace it, you can practice according to spirituality, but you can't avoid spirituality from human life. It's a part of the human being.
Perfect, ma'am. Absolutely, what actually we learn from our ancient sages, that spirituality is something that you have to practice every time, and that's a great answer. And I hope that all Indian, not only Indian, in fact, all over world who are looking today with you and with us through this webinar, that they seems that spirituality must be practiced throughout their life in every part of and in every aspect of their life. However, ma'am, I just want to know that if we talk about yoga is already suffering suffering with a lots of diseases itself own, like bear yoga, lots of in basically inside European countries and in American countries, and not only these contents, in fact all over globe. So how you look forward for that what actually yoga exists in the ancient form, or yoga should be practiced in the modern this kind of formations, like bear yoga, like something like that?
See, from the Vedic Foundation International, which is the mission in which I belong to, yoga must be learned accordingly to Dharma. It's yoga in Dharma, and that means according to tradition. Everything is written. So whenever we listen this kind of definition about yoga, yoga is love, for example, or we just see how the yoga is just focused on the physical aspect, obviously we are not talking of the traditional yoga. Even when we want to talk of different yoga, one type of yoga, another type of yoga, another type of yoga, actually these are systems. But yoga is one, according to the scriptures. There is only one. And there is one knowledge, and then you can learn or you can go through it from different aims, from different paths, but it's one knowledge. So I think this is the most important part in which we have to be teaching and learning for other people. But anyway, see, even people who come close to yoga because of physical aspect, because they just wanted to be fit, while practicing, they suddenly discover that they reach a state of calm and peaceful state inside of them. So it's like a seed. It's like a seed inside. And then they start to experience the spiritual and religious part of yoga on them too. So it's not bad that the yoga is spread on that way. But I think serious practitioner yearly or after, they would search for something deeper, because it's a request of the soul, of human soul.
Perfect, ma'am. Perfect. Absolutely. Yoga is all about oneness, as you told, and as we learn from our heritages. However, ma'am, it's a very common question that I ask to everyone, that just let us, know that how you find the yoga as an opportunity, as your lifestyle. We want your to learn about your yoga journey, how you grab yoga as your lifestyle.
I must say that this is a karmic link in my life. It's prarabdha karma, actually, because I didn't know anything about yoga when I met my guru, and for me it was like, okay, yoga. Before meeting my guru, I know just my mother or my aunts used to practice yoga, and I didn't know anything else, and I was not even interested on that. My mind was running with other things. But I met my guru in a satsang in Spain, and in one satsang he was answering me all the questions that I used to have in my side, from inside. And from that very moment I see, oh, see, I didn't know this about yoga. This side of yoga I didn't know it, because it was philosophy. He was talking about the power of meditation, dhyan practice, how the mind works, how we should understand our emotions, the movement, the breaths of the mind, these kind of things. And it was like kind of revelation. So then from that until now that I'm a sadhu from 8 years back, my path has been going step by step, living in India, studying in the university, traditional way of yoga system. And that's it. It's very simple, actually. There is no such a great thing or event that made me change. It's just a long path. It's already 18 years back, so it's a quite long time.
Okay, perfect. So, how you look forward after when yoga added to your life? How you look your life? Like, what changes you identified throughout your earlier life when you was a young girl? You are a very, like you used to be, do normal lifestyles. All of the sudden, you just joined the yoga and you became sadhu. So, how you manage the difference throughout your this journey?
See, at the beginning, it's a huge decision. It's a strong decision because you escape many things that you were before attached to them. But at the end, I realized that these things, these experience habits that I had before, was situation that were going to change anyway. So I will miss one time, I will experience the miss of these things anyway, earlier or after. So the thing is that when you choose and you take a commitment, as my guru taught me, then you just maturate in every field in life. If you take a commitment and you follow your commitment and you fulfill your duties into your commitment, then you just can mature and give you a value as a person. So right now, for example, I don't feel different from other people, but I know I'm different in how I think about the things, and I'm able to teach them, and I'm able to help them with another vision.
Perfect, perfect. So, a common question again came in our mind, and in fact, not only in mine, in my Indian audience, that yoga have lots of path like Raj Yoga, Hatha Yoga, Dharma Yoga, Karma Yoga, and such kind of yoga, mantra, lay, hat, lots of yoga. So, which path you identified as a great opportunity for your life? Like, a Sanskrit definition told to us that Kevalam Raj Yoga Hat Yoga Upadishyate. That means only for Raj Yoga, Hat Yoga was advised. So I just need to know which form of yoga you practice in your personal life.
Okay, see, I'm a Dvaiti from Smarta Sampradaya.
Mhm.
So, but when I have to teach people, I teach and I practice myself Hatha Yoga in the aim of obtain Raya Yoga. As the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Geranda Samhita, Shiva Samhita mention, these are a path going to Raya Yoga, to have the mental control. So I need for Vedanta, I need to know, to understand my mind for like vision of with distance. So I will be able to do this Raya Yoga, which means the yoga of the king yoga. So I am following firstly Vedanta, but I'm using the techniques of yoga for that.
All right. So, ma'am, if we talk about like there are lots of variations in yoga, like in yoga, power yoga, something like chair yoga, something like yoga props, and there are lots of elements are there. So, if we talk about such kind of conditions, so which yoga is beneficial?
Which is more beneficial?
More beneficial, like is it important to do yoga as a common person, like in a as a format, as a common person, is it important to do yoga as a hatha yoga, as advised by our ancient sages in our ancient books, same like that, or we have to modify the yoga formulations, like we can use props, we can use something like yoga bending elements. These elements are helpful for us, or this is distracting, because books are not allowed to do yoga, something like that. Isn't it?
See, it's very nice. For example, let me think. One Kapotasana is
Kaput-
beautiful asana,
yeah,
but I
yeah,
cannot ask someone from 7 years old, 70 years old, sorry, to do
yeah,
Kapotasana.
yeah.
So if I do that, this person came to class and said to me, "See, this is yoga is not for me." So I go home. So what is the beneficial of that? Nowhere.
No.
So I have to, and Gurudev do very good. We have to adjust to the mind of the person who's coming. I told you, yoga is one. There is one knowledge.
Yes.
And you know the beneficial of everything. So there are different variations of the asanas. For starting, Ardha asanas, and then Purna asanas. So go step by step, we're going forward. The thing is that if even you want to call it Bikram yoga, I don't know, flower yoga, Shankari yoga, it doesn't matter. Yoga is one. The thing is, who is the teach? You know, in the scripture is mentioned, you always have to practice these accordingly to a good guidance, a good teacher. So if you have proper knowledge and you teach properly, your student will know it. And then they will keep coming in. They can call it Shankari yoga, but I know that I learned from Shankara Tilak yoga. But he taught me the traditional one. So I just have to say that yoga is one, and how to apply the knowledge is the thing.
So it's a really great to hear that, and it's a really actually we have to understand that thing, that yoga is one. Unification of everything is called yoga in common definition, we can call it. However, ma'am, I just need to know that suppose we are suffer with any diseases. Okay, after just diseases, we start doing yoga, and after doing yoga we found some business perspective once, and just after business perspective we molded all over the perspective of yoga. Like suppose I was suffering with any disease, like I was suffering with, for example, I was suffering with xyz any disease. Okay, just after that I started practice yoga. After that, lots of alliances inside the world, they certify you in 200 hour and 500 hour. Just after that you became teacher. Just after that you became businessman. And after the businessman you start selling the yoga. Then where actually yoga exists? Yoga provide you your curability. Yoga cures you from your disease. But in nowadays you became businessman, and in fact some people are like yoga, yoga mafia, in common Hindi words, mafia, that means he's like a very charismatic personalities. So I
There
just
is
need to know.
mafia everywhere.
Yes, so I just need to know that across world lots of people will definitely watch this video, and I need to understand that how we can, like you spiritual personality and the personalities across world who are actually practicing the natural yoga, like in the format as you are practicing. Similarly, I just need to know that how we can get rid from this yoga mafiaism.
How? I think it has a high responsibility on those who teach. It's a high responsibility because if I think in myself, when I was only 18 years old, I didn't know what was yoga. I guess something about doing exercise, physical exercise. But those who are teaching, If they are just making money with this, obviously they're going to adjust their teachings to having more students because they live from that. And in one side, it's almost normal. They need to live, so they have to modify to have more students. But yoga cannot be without tradition. Yoga is dharma. And if you don't talk about dharma to your student, you are just talking about the cream in the top of the cake, but you are not tasting the cake.
Absolutely.
You have to use your spoon and going inside deep, because yoga means to face to face with your mind, with your ego, with your mental structures. And there is a divinity also in which you have to start to open your heart. Not like the Christian divinity we used to talk, it's a different concept, these kind of things. And people were there in practicing hatha yoga, there is a feeling inside of them. The prana is starting to moving inside of them. Prana is an expression of the divine life inside of them. They start to perceive this. They say, oh yes, because it's a physical exercise, of course, but you can do the same with Pilates or basketball. But people come here because they know they are feeling something different. So you have to explain this. And if the teacher is just able to focus on, yes, you feel good because you are stretching your back, you are stretching your legs, is very poor. It's very poor, and even the teacher itself, if he just teaching on that level, he will feel very empty. Even he. So you have to read more, searching for a teacher, a guru, someone who can give you a wider view, because this is a tradition, and a tradition of a religion. And don't think, oh, it's a religion, so if I'm Christian, I cannot practice. See, our religion has something very nice, that we accept the knowledge from everyone. We don't put limit in race, frontiers, gender. It's just knowledge. Veda means that, knowledge. Knowledge of humankind. So stop to put in limit. Why you pretend you and me are different? Just because of the color of the skin? It's the same structure. You have 3 bodies, I have 3 bodies. We have a mind able to meditate and realize the Purusha. So this is the most beautiful thing. Religare, religion comes from religare in Latin. And religare means to link again. We born in a sense, and then we have to relink our consciousness with a higher one. That's all. And yoga do that. Yoga is the vehicle, is the car to do this path.
Perfect, ma'am. Really appreciate, and we are blessed. Can I speak some Hindi to my Indian audience?
Sure.
Is it okay for you? I just need to speak some Hindi.
Sure.
Okay. तो आज मैं आप सभी को ये बताना चाहता हूँ, आज मैं आप सभी को ये बताना चाहता हूँ, जो मैम बता रही हैं, हमारी सीनियर हैं, देव संस्कृत विश्वविद्यालय की छात्रा हैं, और इनके अनुभव के आधार पे गुरु होने का जो हमें बड़ा घमंड रहता है कि हम एक अध्यापक हैं, और इस अध्यापन क्षेत्र में आने के बाद हम वास्तविक चीज नहीं, और कहा भी है कि वास्तव में धर्म वो है जो हमें जोड़ता है, धर्म वो है माध्य। और थोड़ा सा आगे माता जी के साथ में so ma'am, I just need to ask you last question for today. So I just need to ask you last question today, that which kind of a sadhana yoga teacher can do? Like lots of sadhanas are there. As a yoga teacher in modern time, they didn't went to any university, any proper proper education. So which kind of sadhana personally a yoga teacher can do throughout their home, throughout their practices and all, according to you?
As a yoga teacher, they should know that there are many practices they have learned. And as a yoga teacher, they should know that they need a guidance. They need a master. We can't We can't practice only ourselves. We need a proper teacher who guide our practice, because yoga cannot be practiced in the same way for everyone. So I cannot give you, but of course, there are asana, pranayama, and dhyana, meditation. These three things should be the first time of your morning, first moment of your daily routine. But much better whenever you have a teacher who knows you and knows what is need for you, for your three bodies: physical body, sukshma body, and karana body. Three of them should be involved.
Perfect. So, as ma'am told us today, that we have to do always for something also. The voice of yoga, you, and not only yoga teacher, in fact, all over the world who heard today us, that definitely, benefited with such kind of elements, that you have some alignment in your lifestyle as well. As you are teaching alignment in asana, some alignments required in your life. So, ma'am, thank you so much that you joined today, especially from Spain, and with your busy schedule, that you give us opportunity to interview, and as my senior as well, because the same university you belongs to, and the same university I also belongs to.
Oh,
So
really?
as my
This is
senior,
I didn't know that. It's a pleasure.
yeah. So as for Spanish, I just need yes, he was my senior, I know very well. So muchas gracias in Spanish, and we are logging
Dhanyawad.
off today. And thank you so much for joining us today. Yoga Shiksha, I really feel proud. धन्यवाद. Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste ji, Hari Om.
Hari Om, ma'am.